Hello guys and welcome to today's tropical update, and we got two features now to talk about in this video. We got Invest 99p and Invest 90p, which is looking to maybe affect northeastern Queensland of Australia. But first we're going to take a look at Invest 99p. This is located 13.4 south, 176.7 east. Maximum sustained winds are at 25 knots or 30 miles per hour. Well, actually, let's see if zero Z has come in. It's at 14.9 south, 175.3 east. Maximum sustained winds are still 25 knots or 30 miles per hour. And minimal sensor pressure is at 1,004 millibars. So we're going to take a look at one of these the GFS ensembles here. And as you can see, it actually strengthens it pretty nicely to a Category 1 cyclone going into the next how many ever days this takes to do that, which it looks to be about seven or 8 days. So obviously we're going to only focus here on these parts here, which is only like greens and yellows and stuff. So yeah, it looks like this might be on a strengthening phase as we go out through time. And obviously, since we got two areas to watch, we're only going to look at a few things here. Like 99p is only going to be GFS and Icon, and 90p is going to be European and CMC. So here we are. We're looking at the infrared here with 99p. I'm already getting them mixed up now. And as you can see, there's not really much going on with this right now. It just looks like a combobulated mess here. And a Joint Typhoon Warning Center is now acknowledging this as a low chance in the next 24 hours, which it may need a little bit more time than 24 hours with a look at this presentation here. It just because I can't really tell where the spin is right now, because normally when I look at the convection, I can see the spin a little bit easier. But yeah, I can't really see the spin in there yet, so we may have to be waiting a little bit longer for that. All right, so here is the GFS. This was initialized at 18Z this evening, and here's our system right here. This 1,004 millibars. We won't take a look at the wind shear here with that just at this current moment. And as you can see, it's part of this huge, massive, monsoonal mess here that is occupying a lot of this real estate here. So we'll see what happens in 24 hours. As you can see, it tries to break off here from the monsoonal mess. And it has 7 knots of shear, but the relative humidity is kind of, it's decent enough, but it's kind of low. So we're going to have to see how that plays out going forward. 48 hours, now we're going to really see it take off in the monsoonal mess here. 7 knots, and now the relative humidity is going up to 88%. So those both are good, and it looks like it's affecting these islands here. These tiny little speck of islands here going out through time. 72 hours, and as you can see, it kind of just jumped ship here. So we got two lows here that are trying to compete with one another, and that's like all of us have been saying, it's a monsoonal mess. And at this point, we're gonna just take a look. No, that's not what I want. All right, hold on, guys. Take a look at this area here. 27 knots of shear. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. That's definitely not gonna cut it. 70% relative humidity, which is all right. 96 hours. It's still pretty much a big mess here. 30. Holy cow. 36 knots of shear. That's definitely not going to cut the mustard. And 71% relative humidity. And as you can see, it takes a while for this to really get going, according to the GFS, as the shear is just not letting up at this current point in time in the next 5 days. And you can see the relative humidity really dropped off a cliff there. 45% relative humidity. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the icon here. And as you can see, this is our system right here, 1,005 millibars. Go 24, 1,004 millibars. 48, 1003. It's slowly strengthening. 72, 1000 millibars. So now we got a decent, tropical storm here. 96, 991 millibars. But as you can see, some of these isobars are really, really stretched here. So this probably will get named at some point, but it's just a really messy system because it's part of a monsoonal, trough. And then now we're in 984 millibars, which is pretty decent. There's some decent wind in there going out through time. All right, so here's the sea surface temperatures, and as you can see, like the last two videos, we're still talking about 29 and 30 degrees Celsius waters, where 99 P is at. So it definitely has the fuel for it. It's embedded in the monsoonal mess that's there, and from the look of the GFS, maybe the shear is not going to look too favorable, at least for the time being, until at least according to the GFS, that's past 5 days. But the icon obviously shows a different story. All right, so here is Invest 90P, but for some reason they made a mistake and made it Invest 90W. So here we go. We're gonna take a look at this, and as you can see, it's kind of the same mess as is 99P here. If I had to take a guess, the center is probably going to be around 144 east and 11 south. Yeah, like I said. So I was pretty accurate there without even really looking at where the location was. So yeah, the location is 11.1 south, 144.1 east, maximum sustained winds of 15 knots or 20 miles per hour. So there's not very many options for model guidance here. So we're going to take a look at the European, and the European is the one that really takes this one off. So as you can see, it's not there for 24 hours out, not there for 48, but then you can see here at 72 hours, these isobars are starting to come together here. And then now you got a 999 millibar tropical cyclone on your doorstep in northeast Queensland. And then it makes landfall at 998 millibars, which is a pretty decent tropical cyclone. And I would go past, 5 days, but that's just uncertain at this point. Even 5 days out is uncertain at this point in time. So, and I looked past 5 days anyways. Oh, that was a mistake. I had my fingers on the next keyboard. So yeah, that's what the European shows. 998 millibar landfall in Queensland. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the CMC. And as you can see, 24 hours out, it's not really there. And 48 hours out, it starts to manifest itself at 1,001 millibars. 72 hours, 999 millibars. 96, 996 millibars. And as you can see, about 126 to 120, it makes landfall at 989 millibars. So the European and the CMC are on board with pretty much the same thing. Well, a little bit stronger for the CMC, but they pretty much have the exact same landfall spot, actually, which is pretty interesting. So that's something we're going to have to watch over the next 5 days as well. All right, so here is the sea surface temperatures for the Australian region. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same situation as 99P. We got 29 degrees Celsius, we got 30 degrees Celsius, so we got plenty of fuel for this to work with. So we're going to have to see how it all plays out for Queensland, Australia. But we definitely have a cyclone to watch in the future for the coast of Queensland, Australia. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. I will be back again with another update with these two systems tomorrow. And hopefully, 90P doesn't get too strong, because in some of these models past 5 days, it gets pretty strong. So we're going to see how this unfolds over the next 5 to 7 days. And then I'll give you guys, obviously, the updates. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again here tomorrow.